So what I'm doing, this is, let's just show you the picture. Sorry. So this was the picture. So what I wanted to show was just if you're in a dull situation, how you can make use of that. And by all means, if you want to sketch along, you can. But yeah, I was here as a passenger for, I think it was about 3 minutes while my wife picked up a parcel. So I did start to draw this, as you can see. I mean, I didn't get this far. I only sort of got the sign, I think, and a rough outline. And I've since done some more pencil at home. But even stuff like this, it's just good practice, really, to get in the habit of doing something. It doesn't have to be exciting, and what it does do, it just keeps your eye in, and you can have a practice with the contrast. There's some dark patches in the doorway, and to the right here there's a dark framing of the car windscreen. So yeah, all that is good practice, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do today. So hopefully this was just an impromptu live. So I hope we get some people joining. Okay, let's crack on. So I had started this, but I thought, well, why not try this live? The other thing I'm doing slightly different, I'm using a slightly thicker pen, using an 04 Sakura. Going to see how that turns out. The good thing about pencil, I mean, I don't always do pencil, but the good thing about pencil is you can obviously lay things out and get them in roughly the right position and get your perspectives. I don't always follow the pencil exactly, and I'm not trying to be exactly precise here. I'm just going to turn this light on a bit, just see if that, don't know if that improves the situation. So yeah, I've put this source picture up on screen. Hopefully you can see that. Just moving it a bit. Well, it's probably better in that top corner. And really, this is sort of showcasing what you can do. What you can do with this OBS software as well, which I'll be adding. I'll be adding this in a post coming up on Friday, a sort of 4th of July post. But it's quite good in that respect. So I haven't actually got the image. Just realised I haven't got the image apart from the small image. So I'm just going to make that bigger. so I can actually see the detail. And if anyone joins and wants to have a look at this, then by all means you can. I'll put this in the chat. Hi Laura. I'll put this in the chat as well. I'll start a new chat thread if you want to have a go at doing this yourself. So really it's about showcasing this OBS software, as well as sort of doing dull sketches. So you can see I'm in the car. And I had about 3 minutes, and so I ended up taking a photo because I only managed to get the sign down. And I'm not going to be overly precise here, because you don't have to be. You're the owner of your own sketch, so really you can be as precise as you want to. So what we can do, look, we can I can do that and do like featured questions. Hi Laura, if you want to have a talk or ask any questions, feel free. Make that disappear. So yeah, okay, let's crack on with this. So one thing it's easy to fall into the trap of doing, it would be quite easy to draw a line down there and then these bars going across come in front of that. So I'm going to put them in first. So each one is sort of like a, I don't know, it's like a aerofoil of some sort. So I'm just going to go and do some lines. So I'm using a thicker pen today as well. It's an 04. I'm normally on an 01, so this is quite a lot thicker than I'm used to. Is the picture okay? Is the stream a good quality, Laura? I can't see myself, so hopefully it is. I'm try and get these lined up across here. I could use a ruler, but I'm not that bothered. Because some of the fun about doing this is the inaccuracy and the way you can just alter this yourself to how you want it to look. Just going to turn off. I'm just going to turn off that one. So if you want to ask any questions about the software that I'm using, I will be putting this in a post coming up on Friday, I think. This is the car windscreen going across the bottom. So I've got some wipers going across there, some vents. As you can see, it's from my title of this stream, it is a bit of a dull picture, isn't it? But if you want to get into doing this yourself, then the best way you can do this is by just doing it. And sometimes dull picking dull scenes is the way forward. There's no pressure here, no pressure on this scene, no pressure on composition, no pressure to perform. I've sort of done some of the pencil stuff already, so I should have started with some foreground really, for the reason that will become apparent. This is the parking bay. So these posts you see now, I've put a line in these posts which isn't there. But again, I'm not too worried about it. Don't know if you're able to interact, Laura, or whether you're at work or something. I know some people actually tune in when they're at work. But what I like to do, I like to sort of get most of the stuff that I've done in pencil in. There's a bin here hiding. I think it's a bin. Yes, it's a bin. Get most of the pencil lines that I've drawn in, and then I'll rub them out. And this secure is permanent, so it shouldn't smudge. What's this? This is like glass, glass cover. It sort of comes out over the doorway. So really, that's all. That's mostly everything. I think these are sliding doors, so I think I put. Don't know if you can see, but my pencil. You know, that's what I've done there. This isn't accurate. It's just a sort of an idea that there is something there to get the proportion. So what you can do is you can correct it. You can correct it as you maybe hands a bit wobbly like mine was there, just wobbled a bit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think these are side doors actually. I didn't actually go in, so I don't know what was going on with the doors. So there we go. We've got we sort of have the basis there. And what I'll do is I'll just go along get rid of these pencil lines. Making sure that the ink is dry before you do this, of course. Line at the top. Yeah, I forgot all the lines at the top there. Let's put them in the roof. back in the right place. So the roof, what's going on here? So we have a sort of a link going across like that, and it comes down to there. There, and one at the top. That's about right. Okay. Let's get the smaller one. What's this? An 01. And you can be as precise or as not precise as you like. You can see I'm trying to not be overly precise with my lines. I'll take this off the page. So I'll just give you a quick show of the full image, just so you can see. Oh, it seems to be a little bit blurry. So that's what we're doing, and focusing really on obviously on the doorway. Why has that gone blurry? Let's have a look. What's going on here? Because it seems to be blurry. Oh, now that's very clear, but you obviously can't see it. Sorry about this. Try and get this picture. I think what happens when you put your hand in front of it, it messes up the autofocus. How's that? Right. So then what I might do is I might do some cross hatching. So you've clearly got some dark bits on this, the sign being one of them. What I'd like to, I tend to go over the pen with some, I'm currently using ink tints, so I'll probably go over the pen, this black bit with the ink tints, Payne's Grey. I'll just show you that the ink tents. So what have I got? I've got Payne's Grey. Look. So you can use these dry and then activate them. It's a bit like colouring in, really. It's not true watercolour, but it's quite therapeutic. Got quite a lot. I'm not going to put any detail in the doorway, so I'm going to just put some Payne's Grey in there. Now it is a lot of grey, so I might just liven up the colour a little bit. Have a bit of artistic license. Just get my water. So, this is how this works. You can see it just gives quite a nice little effect, I think. See, if you put too much on it, you get some smudges. But it's all part of the fun. So that's more dry brush. So what can I do here to liven this up? I do like the bright yellow. It's called sherbet lemon. So I think I'm going to let this stand out a little bit with some sherbet lemon. In fact, let's try it this way. If you look in my gallery, there are some pictures I did some weeks ago, months ago. I did a series of these with these two colours. They work quite well together. These two Inktense colours. Until I got to a picture and I put the wrong. I forgot. I didn't put Payne's Grey on. I ended up putting sepia on, and it spoilt the run of the pages in my sketchbook. I don't know if you paint, but you can get a little bit precious sometimes with the sketchbook. I try not to. If I feel myself getting like that, I'll try and change what I'm doing. Okay, so that's that. That doesn't look too bad. And then I think what I'm going to do something on the front here. Just wet this a little bit and drop a bit of that. So I'm working a little bit quicker. Drop a little bit of this, which is sienna gold. And tan. So just while the paper's wet, I'm just going to splodge my Halia. Something happened to somebody else that's joined. This is what you can do with this software. You can do that. Look, and you can show stuff in the chat if there's questions. Okay, so what else we've got? So I lost my picture. So just focus on a bit of a dull scene here. And these are ink tints. They're really great. Where's my other brush gone? Oh, there it is. So just try and get the camera working again. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So yeah, apologise for that. And you can do things like that. So if you do want to know about this software, drop me a message and I will endeavour to tell you about it. This was just the 8B pencil. You can sort of do things like that. It's water soluble as well, so you can put some suggestion of something going on in the windows. Anyone got any questions? These, I'm loving these, but I've got a very limited selection of these at the moment. I think I'm getting some for my birthday. And they're like a water soluble crayon. And you can just add them like this. If you want a little bit more oomph, you can leave them dry, or you can You can wet them, give it a little bit more depth of colour. They spread around just like watercolour would. Okay, that's Neocolour 2s. Any questions in the chat now? We still got people here, yeah, I think so. Yes. Right, what next? So there are some little yellow bits on the top of these posts. Now it is quite a dull scene, as you probably gather. So you can liven things up a bit. Called artistic license. But really, I will probably call that it soon. But I want to get some darks on. I want to get some charcoal grey here, ink tints as well. So I just want to sort of go a bit darker in places. It's a bit hard having the camera just in the way of everything. These sort of materials are quite good for carrying around, because you don't have to have loads of paint and water. I've got water, but you can use a water brush. I carry around this, and I have some water brushes in here. So if you were sort of if I was in the car here trying to do this, I wouldn't need a great big setup. You see these water brushes are just good enough to activate. These pencils. Just to get some sort of shadow detail on here. What it does, it helps make things pop a little bit. Oh, Carol, hello. Is this the Carol? The Carol from Nottingham? How are you doing? If it is, say hello to Gary for me. Stick a thumbs up if it is. Oh. Yeah, so if you are interested in any of this stuff, just subscribe to my channel. I don't have any paid content. Occasionally I might, but I did take a lot of the paywalls down recently. I sort of prefer for people, if they get something out of this and they feel like contributing, then either subscribe via Substack or use Ko-fi. Put my links in. But Substack is very good. If you do subscribe, you can cancel at any time. You're not signing up to a year or anything like that. You can dip in, help support me, and then dip out again, as some people have done. And I appreciate all the support and comments. Are you able to type on the? Anyone able to type on the chat there? Anyone give me a thumbs up if they heard that? Does the sound good? Is the picture clear enough? Is it Carol from Nottingham? Now you have to be careful when using these because you can ruin your pens quite easily if you go over wet paper. So sometimes what I like to do is just go over, once you sort of put some colour on, go over some of the stuff just to bring it out a little bit, make stuff pop off the page. No questions, no. Okay. Let me have a look at my picture again. Large detail, not that one. So it's white under there. Okay. What I might do is just under there with a bit of Payne's grey. So as I explained at the beginning, I don't think there are many here, but this scene was I went with my wife Donna just to pick up a parcel from Next, and I'm a passenger because I can't drive at the moment. I have a dodgy arm. And so while I was waiting in the passenger seat, I thought I'd just sketch this, just to sort of show that you can just sketch anywhere, and just keep practicing, looking at scenes. Don't be afraid of sketching people. And she was only there for 3 minutes, so I didn't actually get a chance to do anything. But I had some pencil in this book, so rather than rub it all out and not use it, I thought I would just do this. I sort of have some brickwork here. I'm not going to draw in all the brickwork. I'm going to give some hint of some brickwork here. Okay, so I think that's what is that parking bay? What's on the inside of my car? Oh, it's an air vent. and you can sort of go as detailed or as loose and not detailed as you want, really. Sometimes it's just nice to just do a little bit more. You can make stuff up if you wanted to. You could put a picture in these little posters at the side. You could put some shadows of people in here, put some frames around the door just to give it a little bit more realism. You can see I'm not being overly accurate, but it just makes a nice memory, I suppose. Not that there's much memorable about being sat in a car picking up a parcel. But I always will initial my work, and sometimes I put but if I can do it, you can do it too. That's what I like to get across here. This isn't, I'm not highly skilled, I'm not trained, I just do. You just do it. You do it with the help and guidance of somebody, if you have somebody who can help you, or you look at YouTube videos, you join Substacks. You don't need any fancy stuff. There is a there's a little capture from the scene. Any questions from anyone? So let's just show you the hopefully you can see that. I know I've probably just covered my my drawing, but really it's just picking up the detail here in this section. Okay, so thanks for joining. Feel free to subscribe, have a look through all the stuff I've done over the last year and a bit. Doesn't seem to be any questions on here, so let me just check on the other stream. So I don't know if that's working. I mean, if somebody could just sort of tell me if they're able to put a thumbs up or a goodbye or anything, that would be quite useful. Or tell me if there are any problems. Anyone? Maybe there is a problem with it and it's not working properly. I'll soon see on the replay what's going on. So for now, I'll bid you farewell then, in that case. Thank you all for joining.